Woo! Mental note, Natalie, that felt really good. That was a little painful though. My tailbone still really hurts. And then I saw my neighbor in there, which I was glad because now someone knows that I actually made it to the gym. I'm gonna tell you this like kind of woo-woo thing. So I've been going through a lot of changes over the last 3 or 4 years. You know, my relationship with my kid's father ended, and that was very dramatic for both of us. As most separations are. So, you know, I really had to kind of question myself and my identity and who I was and who I wanted to be. And I had a life coach helping me, and I started seeing a therapist, and I put my daughter in counseling, and we just kind of tried to figure out our feelings and what mattered and maybe what didn't. And you know, ... Then one day I'm standing outside talking with my neighbors, and I step backwards off of the step and I fall flat down onto my tailbone onto kind of a big boulder. The fall was almost the same as if I had just fallen flat on the ground, and it hurt. It's been well over 6 months and it still hurts. So falling on my tailbone has like messed up my whole back. I'm really sore a lot now. Ever since that happened to me too, that's when my skin issues started happening, starting like right here over my third eye area. Previously, before I fell and I was going through some traumas in my life, I started getting a rash, you know, around my chest here, around my heart chakra, and in the back in the exact same place. And I would tell myself, you know, like, oh, that's my bleeding heart, you know, like just the sadness of my soul coming out. You guys are into this, but I'm definitely into metaphysical reasons why, you know, your body's in pain. And, you know, of course, science is important, and it's so great that we have all these knowledgeable people to, you know, guide together, you know, Western philosophies and Eastern philosophies. But I don't think we can deny that there are just strange things happening in the world of energy. And there are things that we can't see, and miracles do happen, and spontaneous healings, and, you know. So I'm starting to think like, well, why did I fall on my tailbone? Okay, yeah, obviously I wasn't paying attention and I fell backwards. However, why did that happen in my life? So I'm looking it up and I'm kind of laughing, thinking like, oh, you know, very literally like, oh, I've been butthurt lately, you know, haha. And I can always look for ways in my life that, you know, maybe I'm being too sensitive, you know me. So I find this article and a ton of articles online about Kundalini and a Kundalini awakening. So if you don't know what Kundalini is, I'm not an expert by any means. But I've been watching videos about it and reading about it. And it did say on there, so basically what it is, it's kind of an awakening of this energy, this primal energy that starts at the base of your spine, and it kind of infuses your whole body. Having a Kundalini awakening could be likened to kind of a spiritual awakening that you were, you know, recognizing, maybe sometimes even painfully, you know, the beauty of your true self. So my thought was that I fell on my tailbone and it jolted my awakening into like a very expedited status, and it has been painful, like really painful. You know, around the same time, okay, like I said, woo-woo alert everybody, around the same time I was praying, or, you know, moving intention into wanting to lose my ego. Not even really thinking I was going to do these videos. This just kind of like appeared one day. But I was thinking, you know, how I think the places that I want to get in my life are going to require me to drop the identity that I had before and be able to re-identify with the values that I have asserted for myself that are more centered around tangibles in the heart and less in the outside world, and the connection of people and how we're all very similar, blah blah blah. Anyways, so then what do I notice? I notice that my skin, it goes crazy, right? My skin goes out of control, and I literally have to stop wearing makeup. And I mean, I'm not like trying to be cute and fun, being like, oh, I don't have to wear makeup, I don't care. I cared deeply. I cared badly. I still care. There's still a part of me that cares. I just noticed that for me it's a light switch. It's either on or off. And if I start to care again, I'm just afraid right now that I'm going to go back to being that insecure person that I was. So right now it's a little easier for me to kind of hide in plain sight, so to speak. But I'm kind of ready to change that. Anyway, so this Kundalini awakening, one of the YouTube channels that I've been watching, he said sometimes you just feel like you've, lost your identity. Things are happening, you're sore. Sometimes you're emotional for no reason. I'm trying to reason all my weird emotions and everything. I mean, it just said just this feeling that you knew something was changing. And I mean, I've had moments where I've thought, I'm like, I know I'm the same person, but like, I'm not. Like, something is different. I'm just a different version of myself right now. People are walking by and looking at me. Whatever. And around the same time, I get my wallet stolen. I don't know if I lost it at the restaurant before my high school reunion or it got stolen at my reunion. I don't know, but what are the chances that I will lose my wallet? I mean, literally lose my identity at my high school reunion. And then because I lose my wallet, that is what all my cards, I have to cancel my credit cards. And my blog, I wrote a blog for a long time that was very much a part of my identity called Dear Hairdresser. I had over like 30 posts on there. I mean, each of them anywhere from 600 to 800 words, 1,000 words, 4 or 5 years worth of work. Maybe I can get that back. If anyone knows a tip on that, please let me know, because I would love to get that back. Anywho, so I lose that identity, and I think that's what happened. I just hit ground zero, and I was like, man, I got nothing to lose, Like, something big is around the corner because wiping the slate clean, it's hard. It doesn't feel good. But when you lose everything, you just know that there's nothing left to lose. And there's a freedom there. It's a really big freedom there. Buddhism and the way of the Tao and things talks a lot about losing your ego and attachment to things, and that is really hard to do. And sometimes it comes in the form of having things just taken from you and realizing that you're fine. You're not fine, but like, you can survive. You can survive and thrive. You just take all that fuel, all that kindling. It's still energy, and you just light it up. Light it up. Okay. Wow. Cry for the day. I almost cried at the gym, which is not unusual for me, because once I start moving my chi around, my Kundalini that's, flying through my body right now, then I get a little emotional. Woo! Well, you know what? It's nearly 11, and I already done a million things on my checklist. Like, I've had a full day. Okay, have a great day. I'm definitely going to make a weird video out of this. Ugh. People are... No one notices me. See, you think everyone's looking. No one cares. No one's looking.